Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to First and Ted. We got Aaron Labigan from 49ers First Takes joining me, Ted H6 from Ted Talks Ball. And together we make First and Ted. We've got our usual Wednesday afternoon hump day time of 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. And we're on both channels. So if you're watching on 49ers First Takes, make sure you come over to Ted Talks Ball and like and subscribe.
I actually
Likewise, if you're
got you.
watching.
I actually am just letting it stream on your channel. I'm not. I'm
Oh,
not.
all
I'm not
right.
trying to steal any of the juice because what it
Oh,
happens
well.
is the algorithms get all screwed up.
Well, I've already got it going to one other channel, so it doesn't, it's already going to Let's Talk Sports on
Oh,
YouTube.
okay.
So
Well, let it. That's
yeah,
okay. But I mean, I could turn it on at any
I
point, but it's not
appreciate
on
that
now.
because last time we did it this way anyway, and that's fine. I can always email it to you, so no big deal. But anyway, excited to chop it up here with Aaron. We haven't spoken since the big draft over the weekend,
Yeah.
and excited to talk about that. There's also some quarterback news today.
Yep.
So we got Brandon Allen joined. It's a little too close for some people's liking to Brian Allen, which gives us nightmares about that Miami Dolphins game
Yep.
when Jimmy was just coming back from his sprained ankle, and Brian Allen got torched by Fitzmagic. He was Fitzmagic that day. Sometimes he's Fitztragic, but Ryan Fitzpatrick was on the Dolphins that year. So everybody, you can find Aaron at 49ers First Takes, and obviously me at Ted H6 and Ted Talks Ball. Aaron, what else would you like to tell people? What do you got going on that you want to promote? Anything like that?
I have after this stream, I have a little bit of a gap. I'm gonna have some dinner, and then I'm gonna have Sterling Bennett on from 49er Access. He runs the board at he runs the is it KNBR? Is it I forget. Is it
Or 95.7 The Game? One of the
or
two.
it might have been 95. He runs the board, when people call in and stuff during games and stuff. So he's on tonight. We'll have him be on at 9. We'll kind of cover the draft and whatever stuff. Whatever 49er food news that's trickled down over the last couple of days. And then I'm working on 2 streams this weekend. I could be 3 depending on how Raj is feeling, because Raj has been under the weather. So that's why you haven't seen. So we have Jason Hurley from Over the Cap.
He's amazing.
I'm going to have him on Saturday, and then I'm working maybe with Wayne Breezy on Sunday. Maybe I can get Breezy and Raj on the same day. I don't know, but the next couple weeks between draft coverage and the schedule release, I'll be active, and then once I go back to work, there's going to be a little bit of a lull. I would say with all the channels, really, if you think about it, there's going to be a little bit of a lull in content. So I figure I just take advantage of it while I'm still out of work, and then once I go back, it's kind of a little bit of I'll be a little bit of a ghost. I'm not quitting YouTube, but I just I won't be as active. But I appreciate you let me tell everybody what I'm doing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and we can do it at the end too. No worries at all. Well, yeah, I mean, you would assume that it'll be a slowdown, now that draft is come and gone. But the Niners, there's always something. There's always something brewing, especially with this QB controversy. We got that Brandon Allen quarterback, I guess, by way of the Bengals. And, the first thing I did was tweeted, how long till the Brandon Allen greater than Lance tweets, because you knew those were coming.
Yep.
Even though he's just a camp body, a camp arm, probably end up on the practice squad, if even that. So, probably that, but it's pretty wild.
I think it's funny.
Twitter.
We call stuff out like this as jokes, but it always ends up happening. Like what did I tweet before the draft? Something to do. No, it was during the draft about Twitter is having a massive meltdown because we picked a kicker in the 3rd round. And I said, everybody's like, pretty much everyone's a Twitter GM. And I'm not knocking guys like who put a ton of work in. The guys from Locked On 49ers are really good. John Chapman's really good. They do their due diligence, and that's not a knock on them at all. I love those guys. I'm just saying, like, the rest of us fans who just think that, like, because we watch some highlights of somebody that all of a sudden they're the guy to be. And you never know how good a draft class is going to be for at least 2 to 3 years. So the Moody pick, if you think about it, and I know well, maybe I'll wait, but I'm just saying
No, dive in
the
whenever.
Moody pick is essentially a fourth round pick anyways because it was a compensatory pick.
Right, it's a
So
glorified fourth.
and when do you pick kickers or punters? Fourth round. Who ended up picking right after us and would have took Moody if they'd had the chance to move up and jump in front of us?
Patriots at 112. Yeah, 13
So
picks later.
everybody's so upset about it, and I'm happy. He was everybody talked about him. How many people had live streams and had pre-draft kerfuffles where we all yelled and screamed about who we should get, and maybe should we draft a kicker? And everyone is saying Moody, 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 and then we draft them, and now everybody's pissed. It's like you can't please anybody, man. That's just how it goes. And we have months till football. Like it's not even summer yet. Everybody needs to calm down, enjoy the weather, enjoy baseball, enjoy the end of the NBA season, and let the 49ers season take its time because before you know it, it'll be September, October, and then it's like, the weather sucks. So let me enjoy my summer, okay?
Yeah, and who scores more than a kicker?
Nobody.
Nobody. And we're saving $5 million off of Robbie Gold. And yeah, the Patriots were going to take Moody. Maybe they would have moved up even further if he was there than they did for Chad Ryland out of Maryland, who was the second best kicker in this draft. And I mean, there is a line of thought, or I've run into arguments on the timeline where people have said, well, two wrongs don't make a right. In other words, if the Patriots made a mistake, then that doesn't justify our mistake. But I don't think it was. I think we had Zane Gonzalez so that we didn't have to reach, and they didn't think that was a reach for Moody. I tweeted that after we drafted it. I'm like, didn't we get Zane Gonzalez so we didn't have to reach? Because I started thinking it was at that point. And then I think it was during the draft and like not long after the Patriots picked Ryland. I'm like, okay, feeling a lot better about it for sure. And I talked to a draft specialist yesterday, John Vogel, who's an Eagles fan, second time on the show. He came on pre and post draft, and he was basically saying, if you got a special teams need, you take them and you don't worry about it. You just get that player and move on. Now, here's the thing though. What happens? Because we still have Zane Gonzalez on the team, so there's going to be a competition between Gonzalez and Moody. And what happens if Gonzalez wins and we have to like trade Moody for pennies on the dollar? Like, can you imagine Niners Twitter if that happens?
No, I can
just see the look on your face. It's kind of like my tweet today from the Brendan Allen signing.
Yeah, we can imagine it because it'll happen, and everybody will be all up in their feelings, and there'll be arguments, and people will be telling other people that they shouldn't have certain opinions on things. I don't know if you watch me when I tweet stuff. I get a lot of people telling me that they're my dad, that I shouldn't tweet certain things, and it's just, to me, it's like whatever. I'm not even. I'm so not involved mentally right now too much with anything that has to do with post draft, mainly because we have such a long time before the season starts. So like a lot of things are going to work their way out. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not really too pissed off or too high or too low. But yeah, if there was a trade for the kicker because we realized we made a big mistake, it would take the attention off of the Trey Lance, Brock Purdy for like a couple days, a week or two. So
Yeah, it could do that for sure. Got Ramilia Sports Report in the house. He says Ted's a harsh working man. Hit them likes and subscribe. Thanks. And make sure you subscribe to 49ers First Takes too, not just Ted Talks Ball. We've got Beto in the house.
Yeah.
Beto and Brandon Ferrigno had a cool Warriors-Lakers live stream last night. So Beto was one of the few Lakers fans. They were slightly outnumbered by Warriors fans like me.
You're not going to intimidate Beto.
No, not at all. Christian Lefty he's a Lakers fan. Rod Cali showed up a little bit. So did Lawrence Jackson Jr., who's a Lakers fan. And then there was me and Bash. and Brandon's a Lakers fan, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Uh, anyway, it was a lot of fun. I made it through the first half, and then my wife put my son to bed. She wanted to watch with me, so I missed most of the second half. But I came back after the game was over just to say good game. So it was a lot of fun. It was a good time on the 49ers podcast network, but then we multi-streamed to all our channels, or to a lot of our channels. Young Montana in the house and Ramilia text Beto. Yeah, we have to do the two-factor authentication. Um, who was it? I think it was Randy Daytona has the fake Ramilia blocked. So he's like, oh, if I can't see him, that's not the real one. Unfortunately, I don't have the text authentication.
Yeah, there's the one that, and maybe I don't know who it is. There's the one that always says, Rams own. I forgot what he says. So
Rams
I don't.
run the chat.
Yeah, I don't know who the
I
real
think that might be
Ramilia
the
is.
real one, though. I don't know either. I don't
That's
care
a.
as long
I
as
mean,
they're
dude,
respectful. Really, I don't care if it's the real one or
bro.
not.
Listen,
Honestly,
I told Rams fans and I told Ramilia, you guys got your chip. We can say everything we want, but we haven't won one.
that's
All
true.
I'll say is
Not recently.
The Niners have a chance with their roster to be good enough to take another crack at it for the next couple of years. So I mean,
Yeah,
they went it all in, they got their championship, and now they're pretty much in a, you could say, kind of a somewhat of a rebuild, a retool, maybe.
at
Ram
least a
fans,
retool.
a lot of Rams fans, especially like Peo, he keeps saying retool. It's not a rebuild, and I'm like,
Uh,
maybe because they know more about the commons and goings of like everyday players. So we look at the big names. Like people, when they look at our team, they think of Bosa, this guy, that guy, and that's it. But I,
uh,
I don't really get too caught up with Rand fans. I was more hot with the Eagles fans after the season because they make
sure,
like
of
they beat a
course.
full squad, and like they were just so like, you guys got to accept the L. So it was beautiful seeing them lose to the Chiefs. So
I'm playing the Rams losses banner. So it was Ramsey, huge. Bobby Wagner, not small. Nick Scott, decent player. Taylor Rapp, I'm kind of sad he's gone, I'll be honest. We kind of abused him. Greg Gaines, real good DT. Leonard Floyd, real good defensive end. Allen Robinson, he was a good receiver before he got there. I think he's still got a little something left. And Ashawn Robinson, a real good defensive tackle. So that's a lot. It's basically Aaron Donald and a bunch of scrubs on that defense right now.
well, they have
And
Cooper Cup.
they have Cooper Cup. They got Stafford. Um, but, they don't have a lot of they drafted some O linemen, so we'll see if they work out. Larry Kruger seemed to like them, but we'll see. We got Brian Culp in the house
What up,
saying,
Brian?
"What's up, faithful?" Saying
Sometimes it's
Ted and
Brian and
Aaron.
Tony. Him and his wife like double team. They'll be in chat sometimes together.
Indeed. Yeah. I've seen
Yeah.
her more on the timeline than in chats, but
There,
yeah.
I gotta say that's cool, man. I wish I could find a woman that was into the Niners like me and be like, hey, let's go on YouTube. Like anytime I've ever liked anybody or been in a relationship, they're always like against all the stuff that I'm into. So it'd be cool to be like, hey, you like the Niners more than I do? Sweet, let's go on YouTube. Well, that's pretty awesome.
Look at Beto trolling. I was honored to be live with you, Ted.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
he's so
No, I
fishy.
know it was.
He's
It
facetious.
was. It was fun. We had a good time. And I had forgotten that we had done 49ers Podcast Network. The only one I went on, he was on that. So that was our second time streaming together, and it was good. And, he's probably happy. His Lakers won. So congrats to the Lakers on stealing game one at Chase. Let's see, Santa Clara is an embarrassment. Well, I'd say 5-12 is an embarrassment. Rams retool. Matthew Dimes is ready. Oh man, did you see the Lions got their last pick from the Stafford trade, and they took Sam Laporta, a tight end that a lot of Niners Twitter was pretty in love with
Oh
out of Iowa.
yeah, a lot of no for, and that's a whole other discussion
Yeah,
about the Niners and the tight end selection. And but yeah,
well, we'll get there. We'll get there. We can jump in. I mean, whatever you want to do. I'm not too far behind on the chat. Let me just get through it here real quick. Lambs fan thinking they won the Super Bowl. They're unproven 2023 draft class. Yeah, they're not even going to make the playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl. And if they do, we'll bounce them from the playoffs. So we're either going to go 2-0 to make it 10-1 in the last 11 games, or 3-0 to make it 11-1 in the last 12 games. So take your pick, Rams, whatever you'd like. we're happy to bounce you from the playoffs. Jim Everett is making a bunch of burner accounts. Oh yeah, there's Jim Everett the Great in here, and I had the real Jim Everett on the timeline, and I got him to say that regular seasons don't win. Hashtag he said silly talk. he agreed with me that regular season wins do matter, especially when you don't make the
Joe
playoffs.
Montana says he wants the spinning helmet in the background.
Oh yeah, that's pretty sick. I know. I'm starting to catch up. I got these two lights over here to go with my on-air light.
Yeah, I have a really good light, but it's too bright, and I got to get one of those real cameras eventually that Bash
well,
and Beto have and Ryan have, the ones that are essentially vlogging cameras, with the lenses and stuff. I just spent all this money on a new
PC.
laptop. So yeah, I got to pay down
Yeah,
some things first. But
there you go. Laura Cat in the house. Hey guys, checking in real quick to show support. Liked vid. Thank you, Laura Cat. We appreciate it. You're the best. She also said, "Sweet jacket, hat, Aaron. Love it."
thank you.
Dun-dun-dun. There
This
you
is my
go.
old reliable. Thin makes me look thinner. Not really.
Black is slimming, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm wearing a black T-shirt here. I think I feel
I
5
go back
pounds
to
lighter
work
today.
soon. Right now I'm as heavy as I've ever been in my life. I'm 285 pounds. When I was 31 or 32, I weighed 217 pounds.
Wow,
So I
that's
was
a lot.
I've
60
like
pounds,
I've
65
gained a
pounds, huh?
good. It sucks because I used to be the guy that made fun of not make fun of fat people. Like my family, like we make fun of each other. Like, yeah, look at you, fat ass. Like, and now I'm the fat ass. So
Turnabout is
I used to
karma.
crack on my dad for like, yo, you can't
Karma's
hear
a
me, you
bee.
can't see this, and now I'm like my eyesight and my head earrings going. So I'm like, karma sucks.
So we jumped in on Jake Moody. We both like him. You liked him sooner than I did, it sounds like, but we're
Oh
both there.
yeah, I was down
We're
right
both
away.
there
As soon
now.
as we got him, I told my brother, I was like, we got the best kicker in the draft. And I told him, and 49er fans hate it. Everybody's so mad. I'm like, I don't understand.
There you go. Randy Daytona in the house. All you got to do is stop eating sugar or walk 15 minutes 3 times a day.
Well, my
Dang, there you
job that I'll
go.
be going back to, I'll be on my feet all the time. I have to, I literally probably have to, I have to just drink coffee black. The problem is
Yeah.
I love coffee creamer.
Oh, yeah. That's fun.
I'm a hazelnut guy, and I drink
There
four
you
cups,
go.
but like when I'm at home, I drink 4 cups of coffee a day.
I drink
So,
3, but I just do half and half.
another thing too, I know there's that antidepressants sometimes could put weight on you.
But absolutely, they
And
can.
I take stuff for anxiety to go to sleep
Sure.
and depression during the day. So like I think part of my weight gain is that too. And it's just I hate to derail the 49er talk, but it sucks because it's like I used to be able to do I used to, and Laura Katz says quitting sugar is tough. It's the starch is my problem. Everything that I like to eat
Pasta.
involves bread. I'm half Sicilian. My mom was born in Sicily. So I like pizza, I like pasta all the time. Like I could
Don't
live on
forget to drink
lasagna.
your apple cider vinegar.
Mm,
I thought that was just to beat a pee test or something.
yeah, don't have anything with poppy seeds in it before you take a piss test. Like, if you want a poppy seed
They
bagel,
think you're a junkie.
hold on.
I think you're on smack. That's smack. Um, so, well, yeah, all those things are true. I think exercise is important. I think diet's important. I think when you eat is important. Intermittent fasting can help, where like you only
Thinking about
eat
doing some of
between
that.
noon and 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And then so you don't eat breakfast. You just eat a big lunch, big dinner, and then you don't have any late night snacks or anything to eat in the morning when you get up. But then you can't have creamer in your coffee. That's got to be black. And one problem with drinking your coffee black, because I was at my dentist and they're like, "Oh, you don't drink coffee?" I'm like, "No, I drink 3 cups a day." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Well," and they said, "How do you?" I said, "Oh, I put a fair amount of half and half." They said, "Oh, well, the half and half like makes it basic, or adds base, so it's not so acidic and it doesn't stain your teeth that way." Um, But anyway, about my intermittent fasting helps, and look at me trying to give advice. It has worked for me in the past. I'm not currently doing it, so just so you don't think I'm, clearly I'm around maximum density myself right now. So, and I won't say exactly how much, but a little more than
I had a
Aaron.
really fit, attractive woman who I used to work with.
And I'm also shorter than Aaron. He's 6'3", and I'm closer to 6 foot. So
She mentioned because I was talking about my having a dad bod, and she's like, "Don't hate on that." She's like, "Some women like that," and she's got like 6-pack abs, and she's thin and in shape, works out all the time. She was like, "Don't hate yourself. Like, you got to stop." She was pretty much saying like, we got to stop body shaming men to, because people talk about body shaming women. She was like, men got to stop body shaming themselves, or women got to stop. I was like, no one's ever said that to me, and I was like, coming from someone I told her that has like abs or you can bounce a quarter off of, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you very much.
well, yeah, and like you want to limit your stress because stress makes your body. You get adrenaline, which turns into cortisol, and cortisol causes belly fat, and it also like
Jeez.
deteriorates your brain. Yeah, cortisol is like it causes cancer. It's a horrible poison, and one of the best ways to get out of your body is exercise, whether it's walking or lifting or I do a
So
rowing
drinking a lot
machine
of
now.
water when you're intermittent fasting, does that help?
I think so, but I think the main thing is between only 8 hours a day eating and then 16 hours a day fasting.
Burning fat. All right.
Yeah, burning fat. Yeah, yeah, it helps your metabolism speed up. And hot foods will also speed up your metabolism. Peppers and jalapenos and hotter serranos if you
I
like.
can't marry an
Hot.
Italian woman then because she's just going to keep me fat.
There you
I
go. There you go. No, speeds up your metabolism. That helps. Hot foods help. Spicy foods help your
like spicy.
metabolism.
I like spicy food somewhat.
Randy Daytona says, gotta have lentil pasta, Aaron. Very little wheat. Give it a try.
Lentil pasta.
Yep. He's saying Laura Flowers Faithful. Fasting is I don't eat until 5 p.m. Okay. If you don't eat till 5, then you can eat till 1 in the morning and then go to sleep. And then, you probably get up around noon and wait till 5 to eat. Something like that.
We'll see. We better bring it back to Niners talk.
Yeah. Beto says, hey, round is a shape too. LOL.
True.
Beto. Take vitamins. Yeah, vitamins help too. That's important. Exactly. Oh, Laura Cat says, I like dad bods. LOL. Oh, you're in the right place.
I would right. Exactly. The chat, the live stream itself.
Intermittent fast, eat between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. It's benefits. Wave. Okay, interesting.
I'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Watch the blood pressure. Anyway, yeah, let's see. Human body can really supplements. We got Ryan from No Border Sports in the house. What's up, Ryan? Welcome to Diet Talk. TED Talks Diets.
First in diets.
First in diet.
Yeah.
Biggest show will make you think they work though. Interesting. Food-based vitamins. All right. So everybody's hungry, and they're just saying hi. All right. So we talked Moody. Let's back up to Jair Brown. We moved up to number 87. Penn State safety Jair Brown. What's your thoughts?
Listen to a lot of post-draft analysis on him. There's some good and bad. He's aggressive. He's essentially a clone of a Talanoa Hufanga, maybe not as good, but he has some serious issues in the, deep pass coverage game that need to be. Hope maybe Steve Wilkes can work on that with him because he definitely has some issues with that of being out of position, bad angles, kind of the stuff we talked about with Hufanga. But I we'll see. Like Wilkes might have an ability to work with him and make him into something that, maybe he's not at the moment, but he's aggressive. He's a turnover machine, 10 interceptions in 2 seasons. So that's
the NCAA
positive.
for safeties. Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely like when they first got him, a lot of people were talking about his grade and where they ranked him. But then if
Good
you watch a
blitzer.
lot of people that break down drafting, like I said, like Chapman and uh, Lockdown 49ers with Peacock
Croc.
and Crocker, they were breaking down his deficiencies. And so it's I'm good with the pick, but at the same time, I wouldn't be against the Niners coming into the 2024 draft and drafting a safety early again, maybe second round if they have a pick. There's no guarantee that this is going to be the guy of the future, but they insulated themselves uh, at least by drafting someone with a high level of skill, at least closer to the line of scrimmage, and a guy with an ability to take away the ball. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I like him. Like you said, ball hawk, 10 interceptions, good blitzer. Apparently, his coverage skills are a little lacking. But like I said, hopefully Wilkes can train him up. I see him being, very similar to Hufanga. Not real fast, but good game speed. So we'll see. We got Jess from East Coast Red and Gold in the house.
Jess, always supporting. Thank you very much.
Yeah, she'll be on in about an hour with Maddie B, and Bex, and Mr. Ty Alston.
I love Ty.
We all
I
10%
had a chance.
Ty.
I almost met Ty.
Oh, really?
Him and Peo were both literally right near me. And I think I was recovering. I forgot exactly why I couldn't meet up with Ty, but I was recovering. I was out of work and I was on crutches with the knee thing. And at both times, they're like, I couldn't meet them. I literally could have like met up with them for like coffee or something somewhere. So I'm pretty depressed over that.
Oh, man. No doubt. Those are a couple pillars of the community. And, we call Ty 10% Ty. He's the agent to podcasters. He'll turn your podcast into podcast. So make it happen, Ty.
Need him to work on my channel.
No doubt about it. Ryan from No Bar Sports saying, "What's up, Brian?" Or everybody's just saying hi. So yeah, so we like the one thing I didn't like about Brown was a pick or two later, the Steelers took Darnell Washington, the big tight end out of Georgia. He was like 6'8", threw the tackling sled around like it was nobody's business. Made a one-handed grab at the combine, which no
Like,
pads, no
is it Brian
defenders.
Culp or who calls it the Underwear Olympics? Is
A
it
lot of people.
Brian or is it Bryant? I have to call him Bryant. It's Bryant with a T. Or is it McNiner? Is it McNiner? I forget which one of them calls it the Underwear Olympics, which is 100% accurate.
No doubt about it. That guy's just kind of a specimen. I just look at him and think, wow, maybe he could be the next Gronkowski. Um, but hopefully Brown works out and Washington doesn't reach his ceiling, and we don't have to think about that through all eternity of what could have been. Then pick 101, we took Cam Latu, the tight end out of Bama. What were your thoughts there?
There was not a lot of excitement surrounding that pick. He looks pretty generic. I don't see anything that stands out athletically. And a lot of people kind of agree on that pick. The Niners see something that we don't. So, I mean, nobody saw anything with Kittle when they drafted him back when they drafted him. Nobody knew anything about Kittle. And I think now we have this heightened sense of what tight ends are supposed to be and what they're supposed to produce. But yeah, he's kind of, to me, I'm not super excited about him, to be honest with you. But I didn't scout the draft, so I can't sit here and say that I know he sucks or he's no good or he's basic. A lot of people are saying he's pretty basic, pretty plain vanilla. So, but we'll see, man. I mean, get him into this pass offense with these weapons, be a whole other thing. But it didn't really excite me all too much. I'll say that the kicker pick and the safety pick got me more juice than the pick of Fatu.
Latu, yeah,
Latu.
I agree. He's not real fast. He doesn't have great hands. I think he blocks pretty well. I think he runs good routes, and he definitely caught a lot of TDs. So on a good team, on a good Bama team. So, like you said, hopefully they saw something that we didn't. And I didn't scout the draft much either myself. So I'm not going to pretend to after the draft. But yeah, we'll see. So the next was Daryl Luter, nickel and or boundary corner out of South Alabama. And I think I saw a report today from somebody who was already saying that he might be challenging Ambry Thomas already.
Yeah, when he was drafted, I told everybody Ambry Thomas's days are numbered. That's what that draft pick to me says. Ambry Thomas, you're on your way out.
What round was Ambry Thomas drafted in? Third.
I forget. Was it the third?
Third. Well, or maybe it was like third compensatory, but basically the third round. And I think he was right around there, 99.
Because
100.
Lenore had his time this last year where he was kind of up and down, but his playoff performance was outstanding. But to me, this guy, he's about 6 foot tall. He's quick. They say he likes to get into man coverage, like he likes to mix it up, from what I heard. So, we'll see, man. The Niners, with third round picks, it's kind of hit or miss. They can't
pretty much
running back.
Miss. It's pretty much miss except for Fred Warner. TDP is TBD, and all the rest are misses except for Fred Warner. That's really it.
Yep.
Tarvarius Moore was not a huge miss. I mean, Tarvarius Moore, he played some. Maybe he could have done something if he didn't have that Achilles injury. But yeah, third round is pretty much not our round.
Yeah, I think he's a good pick. I think he challenges Ambry Thomas for the starting or as not a starting position, but his position on the depth chart.
Yeah, I think so too.
So you got to think again with Wilkes. Anything you add to that secondary, they're going to have a coach who specifically is into that position, who takes absolute the way trying to think. The way Bob McKittrick was with offensive lines, the way Chris Kasarik is with the defensive line, that's Steve Wilkes with DB. So I totally believe that both him and Jair will be coached up as well as they possibly can to compensate for any lack of skill or ability to give them the best chance to be the best player they can be. So I'm not as much as like you could pick apart any corner or, someone like the corner that was selected or the safety. I think that they're going to be coached up as well as they can be. So we'll see.
And I would not rule out Luter starting in 2023. Maybe not week 1, but even then I wouldn't rule it out because we say that kicker was the only need that we had to draft for. Maybe because Isaiah Oliver, could be nickel and we didn't draft him. But, there's Womack, and Womack is already here. But Luter could beat both of them out. There's no reason he couldn't beat both of them out and be our starting nickel.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty wide open position
49ers,
on this team.
The 49ers, they're nickel back from Nickelback. Yeah. I hate Nickelback, by the way. Is kind of an open competition, So we lost Jimmy Ward, who was a de facto third nickel cornerback.
Yeah, I mean, well, all right. Wait a minute. So wait, Hufanga starting, Gibson starting, Charvarius Ward starting,
and Diamador Lenora starting.
Yeah, I think it's just nickel and strong side linebacker Aziz Al-Shire is open. Those are the two I see.
That's true. Well, I meant like
the competitions.
As far as the fight for that nickel position.
And they're basically interchangeable because you got the strong side linebacker on base downs, and then the nickel comes in nickel and dime packages. So
he's going to nickel and dime you to death.
It's the same position on different packages. On your packages, huh?
When somebody says they're going to nickel and dime you to death. When a quarterback just hits the 5-yard underneath. Jimmy Garoppolo, nickel and dime you all day.
That's right. That's all he was good for. No doubt about it. I've got the banner going of like people we lost and people I see taking their place. And that was the first one, Jimmy Ward. I said, Isaiah Oliver, Womack, and Luter can all play nickel. Mosley, Lenore, and Luter can both play boundary. I didn't mention Ambry Thomas because I don't believe in him.
McCrary
Shire
Ball,
said
Winters.
McCrary, Ball, and Winters, D. Winters. I don't think Flanagan Fowles or Oren Burks will win that position,
No,
especially Oren Burks because he's so important to special teams. All things equal, they're going to want to preserve him for
the
special
linebacker that
teams.
we drafted, not the edge rusher. Which one do you want to
D.
talk about?
Winters. Well, that was D. Winters. That's
D.
Winters on
Winters
there.
looks like a freaking heat-seeking missile.
He
The
looks
way
kind
he
of like a
moves.
faster version of Sam Mills, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about him because of his height. He's a little short, but his ability to move and put the lick on people is quite impressive. So I wouldn't, I, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit on this. Was he a fifth round pick, Winters?
Yeah.
That's kind of the Niners' money round. And
Beal and Winters were both
yeah,
fifth
Robert
round picks.
Beal. Here's what I always tell, what I said on the NWO chat on Monday. I said, when you get into the later part of the draft, you're not going to get as well of a rounded player. You're looking for traits, right? You're looking somebody with a trait that is off the page. Beal is a speed rusher. He's not Nick Bosa. He's not that refined, do everything, can be anything. He is exactly what D Ford was, in a sense that D Ford was a speed rusher. And what he could do to a pocket with Bosa on the other side and Hargrave in the middle would be interesting. I think if they don't make a move for a free agent, I would not be surprised if he starts and beats out Drake Jackson, just because he's just so much more explosive and quick. He runs a sub 4.5 as a speed rusher. That's impressive.
He also has the fastest first step in the draft, apparently. So
He's all about that
the
GTFO. Get the fuck.
GTA.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, no doubt about it. And Beto's saying Robert Beal will be the steal of the draft, so he thinks so too.
I'm in that mindset with Beto, and not just because I like him. I kind of have that feeling between him and Winters that the two of them are going to be future starters on this team. I think Winters becomes the base linebacker. The Niners play that stack linebacker, the way they play their defense. He could
Strong
be
side.
he would be the Aziz in the offense or the defense.
Exactly.
So it'll be interesting.
Shire. Yeah. And then we lost Abukam. I was saying Cleveland Farrell might be able to take his spot. For Omanahu, I was saying Drake Jackson kind of fits that role. For Gold, I was saying Moody and Gonzalez. DeForest Buckner, I was saying Hargrave, but I would also add Kalia Davis, maybe on base downs, and then Hargrave as the NASCAR. And then for D Ford, who's obviously long gone, but we got Beal, and we also got that Austin Bryant guy as another speed rusher. So
yeah,
I feel like we did a pretty good job.
I feel like we have a lot of good depth. I would love to see us bring in another guy, though. Everyone's like, we have a ton of depth. We don't need anybody. Yeah, but who's the starter on the other end? Who's your starting?
Yeah.
Who's your starting right end?
That's what we could just figure that out between now and week one.
If you bring in Yannick Ngakoue, or you bring in Frank Clark, or even the guy off the Rams, who I can't think of, Floyd, they automatically become the starter across from Bosa. Floyd. And then everybody else falls down the depth chart. So I'm not super confident going in with the kind of just a whatever on the other side. Everybody seemed to think that the move that they made to save all that cap space was to bring somebody in, but nothing's been done yet. So we'll see.
No doubt about it. Oh man, I had something and I got lost in the chat there. For Ngakoue, we cleared up a lot of money. We restructured Christian McCaffrey, gave us $10 more million. And I think we'll save somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 8 on Bosa when we extend him. So you're talking 16, 18 mil. I mean, they still needed probably a couple of that for operating costs on top of, I think we had about 3 when we did it. So, let's say 14 to 16 million. That could get you a pretty good defensive end. It could also be used to trade for a right tackle,
mid-season if they're having some problems,
or even before the
or right
season.
during
I
training
mean, the
camp,
trade
or
that you
during
don't have to wait.
preseason.
You don't have to wait till the trade deadline to make a trade. The only thing that's nice about the trade deadline is teams that are doing poorly will deal somebody at the trade deadline that they wouldn't deal during the summer because hope springs eternal during the summer,
Yeah,
right?
that's what me and my nephew used to talk about, the Niners. He's like, we're good in the draft and the preseason, and we're happy and we have hope. And then the regular season would start and be like, okay, and that's it. See you next year.
There goes.
First round of the
Bye,
draft.
hope.
Yeah.
Sayonara, hope. Hasta la vista, hope. Yeah, well, luckily we don't have that right now. We're in an uptick, and we should enjoy it. Oh, Jess is asking me to tell a joke. Oh no, I don't think I have any queued up.
You have the one from the Breakfast Club. A guy walks into a bar with a whatever salami under his arm. He puts the salami. I forget the name. Wait, where he
keep
falls
going.
through the. No, I don't know the joke. He's Bender's telling the joke from Breakfast Club about the guy with the salami under
I've
his
forgotten
arm,
it all
and
these
he
earlier.
falls through the ceiling. What
All
was
right, I
that
got
ruckus? I heard a ruckus. Can you explain the ruckus, sir?
that was a classic movie for
What if your
sure.
house? No. What if your dope was on fire? That's impossible, sir. It's in Johnson's underpants. Yvonne, my dubage.
That was a classic for sure. Okay, I got one here. So I've got Silly Fungi comes in the chat. The Rams fan. I think it's the
Silly
same Jim
fungi.
Everett, and RS the fake RSR, and there's multiple accounts there. But Silly Fungi always tells dad jokes, and I've got some dad joke wife jokes. So I got one, saying, well, the first part of it was my wife just left me. She says my life revolves around football, and she's sick of it. I said I'm really upset because we were together for 12 seasons. Oh, sorry. I said she was always blaming me for ruining her birthday. It's totally ridiculous. How could I ruin it? I didn't even know it was her birthday. Anyway, all right. So I tried. There's two.
I was waiting for the punchline.
Well, dad jokes, they're not typically offensive, but they're also typically not very funny. Don't sleep on UDFA linebacker out of Minnesota. Is that Jack Coletto? I'm big on him. He's a linebacker, fullback. He played quarterback. There was a minute there where I was thinking he might be our camp arm, and then he could make the team on special teams, so you don't have to expose him to the practice squad. But then we signed Brandon Allen, and my dreams went out the window with that. But Jack Coletto still could be,
When I think of
Taysom
Coletto, I
Hill.
think of
He could
Toretto
be.
from freaking.
He's got this Italian name. You got to like that, Aaron. You're Sicilian. You got to like that, half Sicilian. And I could see him being a Taysom Hill, maybe.
I hate
Kind of
Taysom
does
Hill.
everything. No, but I mean, you would like him if Kyle had him, you'd like him.
Until
You
he
would
fumbled
like
the
him.
ball or threw an interception, and then I'd be freaking pounding
Yeah,
them.
but Kyle wouldn't call a fake punt with him. I mean, that's the thing.
Well, Kyle doesn't have any balls.
Or if Kyle
comes to
called
things.
it would work.
Right.
Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. Said real Rudy did not text me back. Well, maybe he's busy. But
what's up with these fake account people? I don't understand it.
I know, but as long as they're not super rude. He had his stupid stuff, but it's like, but ultimately, as long as it's not super rude, like, I'd rather have people in the audience than not, honestly, and
right.
have the interaction.
Right.
And it's fun to beat up on Rams fans anyway. It's like an easy slam dunk. It's like, oh, you want to run it back? You ruined it back. You just forgot the I. And all they didn't run it back. They ran their
How do you
stars
follow
out of
Will
town.
Smith in the mud? Follow the Fresh Prince. Dun, 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 dun. That's pretty good.
Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you, Bryant. Appreciate that. We got McNiner in the house. Ted Aaron, should we use the extra cap for center Connor McGovern, Edge, Leonard, Floyd? I didn't know Connor McGovern was still a free agent. But he's a center. We just signed Brendel. We're not going to do a center.
I would want better than Leonard Floyd, but I would love them to
Ngakoue. Or trade for Zadarius Smith if we could
Right.
get him for not too much draft
But why
capital.
would you trade if you could just sign somebody?
Well, because he's better than Ngakwe, I think.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I think. I think he's better against the run. I think Ngakwe is more of a pure pass rusher. I think Z is more of a 4-down D end that you can put out there across from
I've
Bosa
got to
a
do
lot.
some
Like more
adjusting
like
after the
Bosa.
stream. I'm so uncomfortable because I think my seat's too high, and I got to
So you're
go and adjust.
slouching down.
Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm talking to you, and I'm constantly moving, and then I can't
I
get
am
too
too
close
because
to the mic.
I'm on the stool and I've been on it all day and it's like killing my keister, but it keeps me up high in the frame. So it's
Yeah, I'm all. That's
what
why I've been like
you got to do for
moving around a
vanity.
lot. I have to see if my brother can. I got to sew a hole in this desk here and take care of my cords because
See, just like
I have wires over here that are just crazy.
just like my joke. See, thank you, Jess. Even though Aaron's a meanie,
I
just
mean,
a big meanie.
I'm a big negative guy. I've been
It's all
single
right.
too long, so
We're
I'm just bitter,
we're
just
good
hater.
compliment. We're a good compliment because I'm definitely more of the optimist. So,
Yeah.
oh, that reminds me of a joke. One of those. Let me pull it up so I don't butcher it. But there was and I kind of maybe ruined it if I tell it too soon. But um, so my wife got mad at me because where is it? Because there was a bottle of wine that she had just brought home yesterday, and she said, "How come this bottle of wine is half empty?" And I said, "Honey, it's because you're a pessimist instead of half full, right?"
Gotcha. Okay, I'm slow.
If
Wow.
you have to explain it, it's not a good joke. Clearly, that's
Wow.
just like if you have to lie, it's not a good take on Twitter. If you have to explain a joke, it's not funny.
Every time I put anything on Twitter, I always get scolded and reprimanded by everybody. I have Twitter fathers. I have Twitter dads.
Says Jack Coleto's out of Oregon, not Minnesota. So there's the Minnesota linebacker must have been the one at the end of the draft. Or it wasn't exactly Mr. Irrelevant, but he was like the Niners Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah, I don't know a thing about that guy. I haven't bothered to educate myself on him just because I like that D Winters so much.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys want to tell us about him, please feel free. Breaking news: 49ers signed Isaiah Winstead out of East Carolina. Okay, what position does Isaiah play? Is it a tackle?
They love themselves.
Beto's probably fibbing too, guys. Just in case if no one's checked it, Beto likes to fib, whether it's in the stream. If he knows, like we were watching the Warriors game and he knew Bash was behind, he's like, "Oh my God, Steph Curry just got injured." He just totally just messing with Bash. So we know Beto. You don't trust but verify.
East Coast Red and Gold says wide receiver.
Interesting. How far down? Oh my God, we're way down there. Wide receiver. Laura Cat. See, Laura Cat liked my joke. See, half empty wine. Come on, Aaron, get with
Boom.
it.
I'm slow. I'm sorry.
It's the Sicilian thing. Actually, no, Irish wouldn't be wine. That'd be beer or whiskey,
No,
right?
Irish people do like to drink.
But not wine, right? It's usually beer, Guinness
Right.
or
Yeah, Italian people like their vino.
what's the I'm blanking on the Irish whiskey that everybody gets as shots all the time.
Jack
It's been a
Daniels.
while for me. No. That's American. That's bourbon. Um, I'm totally blanking. Not good. So let's see. What do the Eiffel Tower? What do a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common? They're both
Jeez, you guys.
Paris. Right. Oh, yeah. They're not funny, but often very punny. Rudy did text him back. Now we have full confirmation. This is not
Told me
Rudy.
it wasn't him. Okay.
Bryant's on a roll. I just found out I'm colorblind. The news is out of the purple. That was like my wife. I was always making fun of her for being directionally challenged, so she packed her things up and right.
Good one.
Oh man. All right. So should we talk a little more about undrafted free agents? I mean, we haven't talked about Joey Fisher yet.
I haven't even
Joey.
looked. I'd be honest with you, I have not paid attention to any of the UDFA's yet.
Well, there's this guy Joey Fisher who's this right tackle out of you know what, Shepherd University or something, Division II. But like he had good measurables and he pumped out like 40 on the 225 bench press, and he's fast to get to the second level. The only knock is he has short arms and he played Division II school, so it's really hard to tell. I mean, you know, people make fun of NDSU for being, you know, below, and that's 1AA. Division II is below that. But I think Mel Kiper had him mocked to us at number 99 overall. And it wouldn't it be funny if like we had taken him at 99, everybody's like, oh, good draft because you guys drafted a right tackle. But then we take him UDFA, everybody's like, oh, you know, he must not be any good because no one drafted him. So anyway, it'll be
That'd be
interesting to see
interesting.
how
I'll
it
have to
works
take a
out.
look at him.
Yeah. Well, because I'm not sold on McKivitz.
I'm
And
not
I'm
sold on
definitely not,
McKivitz either.
and I'm less sold on Matt Pryor, the guy we just got off the street.
Where everybody says he's like a McGlinchey light or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see. But then, yeah, there's that Jack Coletto guy I liked, who's fullback, linebacker, had played quarterback. I think Taysom Hill potentially. And then there's this guy from North Dakota State. There's a defensive end named like Gian or I forget what his name is. Lance? No, he's not Trey Lance. Anyway, he's from North Dakota State, and some people thought he's a pretty good defensive end. So. And then a couple running backs. There's one running back that has a lot of production and one running back who's really fast. So I'm leaning towards the fast guy just because, you know, I want Mostert 2.0. We really haven't had a guy with that blazing breakaway speed. It was supposed to be Elijah Mitchell, but he never ran nearly as fast as he ran at the combine, you know, on the field as he ran at the combine.
And that's funny.
And
too,
it's interesting.
He's always hurt, and there's no guarantee that he's going to be on the team this year if he continues to get hurt.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Hennessy is not that. I mean, that's not a whiskey, is it? Hen is like, it's more of it's a sweeter drink. No, it's Jameson. That's the, when you lots of people get a beer and a shot of Jameson. That's what they call it. So we were talking about Joey. We were talking about the running backs. We got fast running back and one with lots of production. Yeah, I would love to get a Mostert 2.0 on this team. Like you said, Mitchell's always hurt.
Right.
And he never ran to what his track. Oh, that's what it was. Randy Daytona in one of my chats. We were finishing the chat, and he had a chat that popped up, and I saw it when we were backstage after the show. And he said, you know, they should have to run the 40-yard dash in cleats and pads. And I one-upped it, and I was saying to whoever it was I was talking to at the time, I was like, you know what? If it's a running back, they should have to run in cleats and pads and carry a damn ball. And and then wide receiver kind of too, almost. I mean, because wide receivers, they run obviously without the ball, but they run with the ball quite a bit as well. Or time them both ways. Time them cleats and pads with ball, cleats and pads no ball, because the ball slows you down significantly.
Boy, Jerry Rice wasn't a fast, 40 guy, and
but then
look how
with the
his career
cleats
was.
and everything on, nobody could catch him. It's the weirdest thing ever. So I think that would be pretty helpful, to turn it from underwear Olympics to like, hey, we're dressed to play at least Olympics. I think that would give a little more relevance to the scoring. McNiner likes Joey Fisher, says he's strong, gives him 4 pickaxes.
Why do I think of Joey Buttafuoco when I think of Joey Fisher?
Because it's Amy Fisher. Amy Fisher. That's why. Yeah.
Or as Beavis and Butthead used to call him, Joey Buttawipo. Sorry.
Amelia says Beto's Heine makes him drink O'Doul's. Oh, mean. Joey Short Arms Fisher. Yeah, that's right. He does have short arms. I tell you what, if you're strong enough, you can overcome that.
Jailbird Joey.
You can overcome that if you're strong enough, and he's fast, fast for a lineman.
Look at David McNiner's comment down below. He says
Irish car bomb is what it's called.
Jerry Fisher's Joey. He said he fits our style of blocking. Doesn't just beat his opponents; he demoralizes them. So,
yeah, I just wish they were NFL quality opponents. But
Yeah,
we'll see. He's got some good building blocks, and I don't think he'll be like a week one starter for us at right tackle, but maybe later in the season, maybe next season. Give him some time to develop. Something to watch. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be McKivitz week one as of now, unless we trade for somebody, and even then, I don't know. We'll see. But we definitely cleared up that money for something,
good old
and
McKivitz.
it's oh McKivitz. Yeah, no doubt about it. Um, got it. So you're, hmm. Are you running out of time, Aaron?
Yeah, somebody's making. I'm having something for dinner soon, very soon.
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately,
No worries. No worries. I'm glad I noticed. I'm usually terrible with the
with
private
the private
chats.
chat. That's why it's in private. No, I'm just kidding.
Somehow I looked over and noticed it. So that's good. Probably good. I've kind of gone through everything anyway. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything you got coming
They
up
had
since
some. They had
everybody's
some.
here?
Well, they had the. Well, we didn't. They have some OTAs. The second phase. Just a
Yeah,
lot of
there's
running
been.
around and conditioning. Nothing other than that. A lot of talk about Trey Lance's hairline. It's gotten worse since the last time we saw him. Poor guy. We have people using Trey Lance's hairline and fixing it for him with whatever they're using. But
Oh yeah, Roscoe's did it. The master of
Roscoe's my dude.
he is.
I got to have him make
Roscoe's
me.
great. He made this overlay.
Yeah, he's made a lot of stuff for me, including that 49ers hype video that I put up about a day before I left YouTube for a while. No, I was going to tell him to make me my mid card streamer T-shirt. I was going to
There you
have
go.
my guy, my
Yeah,
the little
Buddha.
guy in the corner here, and then underneath it, I'm going to have it. I don't know what kind of art I'm going to use, but it would just say like mid card streamer. On the back, it would say of the T-shirt, it would say "Embrace the suck."
There you go.
I was told that was a loser mindset by somebody, and I'm like, dude, it's over, man. I'm not going to be what I wanted to be on YouTube. I'm just going to make jokes out of it now. You know what I mean?
Well, you never know what happens. I don't know. I always like to leave the door open. I believe in you, so I'll just say that.
I'm
For
no,
what it's worth.
I think for your own mental health, sometimes you have to take the importance out of something.
Yeah,
You
fair
can't be
enough.
so like live or die, you know?
Yeah.
And if making jokes out of things makes it so where it doesn't stress you and make you almost dread streaming because you realize that no one cares and you just do it for fun. And then if you get something off of that on top of it, then it's a bonus. That's kind of where my brain is. Plus, I'm going back to work soon, and I gotta, I got other
Yeah.
pots on the boil, so to speak, that I have to worry
And
about. So
stress is a killer, man. It is an
yeah,
absolute killer. That cortisol.
I'm a highly stressed individual. I'm a very highly, I'm super paranoid. I'm really, I have a high lot of, I have major anxiety. Like I have anxiety breakdowns all the time. I've had to leave work because I'm just having a day where my heart won't stop beating really fast and I just can't calm down. It sucks.
No doubt
So,
about it.
if there's something I can take off of the boil, so to speak, off the burner to make me just a little bit less stress. And if YouTube is that thing and I got to look at it as just kind of a joke and just to have fun, then that's what you got to do. And if people can't understand that and think that's a loser mindset, then they're probably not people you want to associate with. So,
No doubt about it. What
and
you
I
got
always
coming
get
up
support.
there?
We have, like I said, I have Sterling Bennett at 9 p.m. tonight. We're going to talk draft fallout. And then this weekend, I'm working on some stuff. Hopefully, I have Jason Hurley Saturday and maybe Wayne Breezy Sunday. I'm working on to see if Raj wants to do something this week. What I might do with Raj is uh, just kind of put it on the back burner until the schedule release comes out, and then we can kind of spank that real hard
Oh
and get
boy,
on it.
pause. Pause. All right, cool. I got Alex Barber tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. So it'll be 11:30 Eastern. He's a draft expert who famously, I think he's pretty sure he was saying that we would trade Trey Lance during the draft. So I definitely want to follow up with him on that.
Oh,
We got Peachy coming on at 3 o'clock.
yeah.
from the Wayne Breezy Show. I think she's
Nice.
starting her own channel soon too.
Sweet.
And then Friday, I got Gina G at 10. And that is it for me this week as of now. So if anybody wants something middle
Is
of
that Gina
Thursday,
repping the Bay?
Gina repping the Bay.
I got to have her on.
That's
Man,
right.
she's a spicy individual. I thought I was.
She's great.
Must
She's
it
great.
must be that mix of Sicilian and whatever else she is.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
insane,
Absolutely.
man. We're like crazy folks. We will if I get into a mood, I'll go down Twitter. I'll just start talking s and like people are like, "Wow." Somebody DM'd me. He's like, "You're really starting to come off unhinged." And I'm like, "I am unhinged. I'm crazy.
Good,
What are you
good.
telling me?
You got the
I'm coming.
message.
I'm coming off unhinged, dude." If you've known me 43 years, I'm just a little bit out there. It's my personality.
That's why we love you.
Part of it is my way I was raised, and part of it is I'm just a freaking psycho. Not psycho in a
Attaboy.
bad way. I'm like violent or anything, but like I'm just a freaking. I have a temper and I mouth off.
Yeah,
I'm that
it
guy that'll
happens.
mouth off to you and hurt your feelings, and then apologize to you 5 minutes later and be like, "I'm sorry, I should have never said that."
Hey, at least you
But
apologize. Some people
right,
never own up to it. So
no, they don't.
I
But
appreciate that. Well, good. Well, let's just say peace and go Niners.
go Niners. See you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.